Good morning, dear students. Today we shall learn about theoretical basis of seed production of cotton plant and technical crops and its seed production. At the end of our lesson, I hope you will be able to define the theoretical basis of seed production of cotton plant and other technical crops like sunflower and hemp, and to explain about the objectives of seed production and define the term of variety. And you can be able to explain about the major reasons of seed quality worsening. And at last, you will be able to understand about seed production systems. We know the theoretical basis of seed production in any agricultural crops is genetics, or in other words, you can say that the genetics is the theoretical basis of seed production in any agricultural crops. We know plant and its economical traits or properties will be changed in time, and by the science of genetics was discovered the principles of heredity and variation of the plant traits and other biological properties. So, in the process of seed production or taking agro practices to produce high quality of seeds, the seed producers will be take into practice all these principles of genetics. According to the principles which will be used in the process of seed production, the seed producers will be guaranteed getting or producing high quality of seeds. So, seed producers in the taking any agro practices during the vegetation process in the seed producing fields will get into their account the genetic principles. They are heredity and variation of the traits and properties of plants. So, theoretical basis involved in that two genetic principles. Ignoring the genetic principles inevitably leads to the worsening of the produced seed material. So, this is very important in the seed production fields because it's directly related with the production. So, if the seed producers will observe all the accepted practices in the growing best plants to produce high quality seeds, they must take into account above mentioned genetic principles. They are in particular hereditary principles and variation in the progenies. So, the object of seed production has been always producing of high quality seeds with uniform and productive seeds, and some of economical traits must be corresponding to the maternal variety. They are as traits and biological properties. They will be or differ relevant each variety different, but they should be taken into account in the production of high quality seeds. You can see here one of the cotton variety, and you can visually estimate its phenotype traits and some of biological properties. The plants or plant population in the field, in this field, for example, will show some of spots on the leaves, on the level of growth, and other, if they came already in the phase of fruit element formation, you can see obviously their uniformity on the particular traits. For example, the shape of cotton balls, or in the other crops also you can their varietal traits. They are uniform or they subjected to the some variations. If you see some variations in the economic or biological properties, you can think about its uniformity or the level of variety indexes. And this all explanation comes out the definition of variety. You know, variety must be, in its scientific definition, the group of plants uniform or phenotypic, and on the other economic valuable traits must be uniform and stabilized phenotypic outlook. And also they will be defined some other covered not visual traits through laboratory analysis. So we must at first define the term of variety. We already mentioned it above. And usually the variety is defined as a uniform plants, as we already explained. The variety traits, if corresponds to the certain variety, as the varieties characteristics, we can judge or think the best level of seed production practices. And you can see this field comparably very uniform. This is a phenotypic outlook of one of the varieties plants. So when the varieties will be uniform and the seed production result will be efficient, when we know about the phenomenon of flowering biology. For example, agricultural crops belong to one of two characteristics of pollination. For example, self-pollinating crops like grain crops and outcrossing crops like cotton plant and sunflower. So, according to these two varieties, flowering biology will be accepted corresponding scientifically worked out agricultural practices and scientific inspections in the fields of seed producing farms. We know scientifically one of the population of plants or varieties will be homozygous and outcrossing will be heterozygous. So, according to these two phenomenon in the flowering biology will be accepted corresponding scientific and agro-practical practices to produce high quality of seeds. So, gradually, year by year, all organisms, not only varieties of agricultural crops, they will be subjected to worsening. So, lowering of seed quality indexes or values. The reasons are biological contamination, mutation, mechanical contamination, and diseases. What contents of biological contamination? That's the above mentioned factor. When agricultural crops characterizes as the outcrossing, there will be many accidents resulting in the worsening, very considerable, like grain crops, which characterized on their biology of flowering self-pollinating. They will be keep their uniformity for a longer period. There are reasons of worsening of quality of producing seeds. Here, this all material will be sent to your Telegram channel if you can have enough time to analyze and copy down detailedly. So, here was given explanation of the state of biological contamination, particularly natural pollination. It occurs more or oftenly in the outcrossing plants like cotton plant. Mutation. Mutation is an indefinite and unexpected phenomenon in the life of plants. They will be considerable or inconsiderable of the stresses, affecting stresses, like in the natural stresses as light, temperature, soil conditions, and others. If the changing occurs at the level of genotype, this is inadmissible in the seed producing, so in the high quality of seed producing. So mechanical contamination, which occurs in the period of harvesting, storaging, gene reprocessing plants, and again transportation and storage of seeds in the farm storehouses and the distribution to farmers for planting, and at last in the planting level when seed planters will be used in the planting of seeds originated from different varieties. They will cause rising the level of mechanical contamination. So here we can see in the table of 1 about seed production systems. So this table contains the links of system object of every links and executor. You can see here system of cotton planting and its seed production together. We cannot disjoin because seed production begins since the first step of cotton breeding, but the later works more belong to the seed production. For example, seed production or seed stock material. Object of links. Object is production of elite seeds and first and other reproductions. Who will execute it? Elite seed production farmers and also. So you can have time at home and you will detail learn the context of this lesson. If you have some questions or you didn't understand something in this context, please send me. I'll reply as soon as possible. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.